Okay, so here we go. We got section 9.2, reflections. So when you reflect a figure across a line, each point of the figure goes to another point that ends up being the same distance from the line, but it's on the other side. So when we think of reflections, we think of things reflecting across, like off of water, for example. So if I were to go ahead and draw a line here, for lack of a better, scenario, this looks like everything on this side, like for example, this branch is about the same distance as it is to that branch. And that's true of just about everything in the picture. There might be different lines that things are reflected across, but if I'm looking just at the tree, it looks to me like those are pretty close to the same distance. So reflecting across a line. So a reflection across line M, called the line of reflection, is a transformation with the following properties. So if point A is on line M, then A is on the image itself. So for example, that was occurring right here. If A was my pre-image, over here we've got the pre-image. Right, here we go. And since A occurs on this line, A prime is going to just stay right there. So if point B is not on line M, so point B is now over here and this is B prime, then it is a perpendicular bisector of, then M is a perpendicular bisector. So if I draw the distance between these, what ends up happening is M bisects this, so these are the same length apart. The same is going to be true with C and any other point that is not on the line. So we write the reflection as it takes P to P prime, and this is R with subscript M, because it's reflection over M of P, is equal to P prime. So make sure you've got that notation correctly in your notes. It's R sub M. So point F has the coordinates 2, 6. So what are the coordinates of the reflection over the line x equals a negative 3? Well, I like to draw out a picture of this. So if I go ahead and I graph this point 2, 6, so 2, 6, and I need to reflect it over x is equal to a negative 3, well, negative 3 is x right there, which means it's got to be this vertical line here. So I actually need to continue my graph even a little bit more from where I was to include some more values. So to reflect this over, well, I know it's going to keep the same height because it's got to be the same distance, but it's how many pieces away? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the x-axis. So that means I've got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units away. So it's right up there. And so this was 2, 6 and was called point F. Well, this is now F prime, and this ends up being negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's still 6 high. But I got to reflect it over that line. A good way to think about it is if you have your line of reflection that you're using, this line right here in green, you're looking for how far away it is from that line, and that's how far away you're going to know it's going to be on the other side. So here are just some general properties of reflections. So reflections preserve distance. So if Rm of A is equal to A prime, then Rm of B is equal to B prime, then AB is equal to A prime B prime. And so that's just saying that this is indeed a rigid motion. And the same thing where it preserves that angle measure, and it maps each point of the pre-image to the image, and it only corresponds to one exact location. If you remember what a rigid motion is, that sums up everything that is up above.